Hello, Scorpio, and welcome to Indigo Rising Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you're having a great day. It's rather cold here today. I'm trying to get used to winter with snow on the ground, and it's just cold. I really like summer. So we'll get through it, right? Get through the winter and this cold, cold weather. This will be your weekly reading, Scorpio, for the week of December 7th through the 13th. During that time, we have a waning gibbous moon. And a waning gibbous is a really good time for self-reflection and rebirth, a good time to make positive changes and just really get rid of bad habits and negative thinking and work on those things that you started during the beginning of the cycle, just kind of wrapping things up, because then we move into the last quarter moon on the 13th. And of course, that's a good time for self-reflection, kind of releasing what no longer serves us, taking responsibility for things that we've done in the past few weeks, and kind of thinking about the adjustments that we might make when the new cycle rolls around, how we might want to change and do things differently when the new moon gets here. So please keep those moon energies in mind as we move through the week. This will be an intuitive general reading for energies that you may or may not encounter, Scorpio. So as always, please take what resonates today and leave what doesn't on the table for someone else. And your overall message for this reading is meditate and contemplate. And I find that very, very interesting, because my fun, special message of the week is that you take time to meditate this week. So that's very interesting that coincides with that. So, meditation, just try to quiet yourself, go within, still your mind, your body, and just go in and explore. So, if it's hard for you to do this, maybe get some headphones and block the noise around you. There's guided meditations on YouTube and other platforms that are actually very helpful if that's something that you need. But if it's not something that you do, meditation, just might be a good week this week with the waning gibbous moon to do that. And you're getting this threefold. You're getting that the moon energy is right for that. It was my special message this week for you, and this card comes up for you. So there's something that's really wanting you, Scorpio, to kind of calm your mind and body and go within. So try to give that a shot this week. All right, let's get into this reading and see what is going on with you. We've got a card flipping over. We will take that card. Your overall message for the present is the moon card, present energy. So that really is meditation, contemplation. There may be a message hidden in those meditations for you, something that breaks through and comes to you, some realization, because the moon card is about, those things that are kind of hidden in the night. It can be about, your intuition or synchronicities or things that come to you in a dream, maybe things that come to you in meditation. So that seems like a very important message for you this week, Scorpio. Your current situation is that you are moving towards the future here and having thoughts of the future. And probably, like, in what way will you move into the future? So you're kind of making those evaluations. Again, we're trying to wrap up the things that we've been working on as we move into that new moon energy, and kind of get ready for that, so that we know what we do want to change. So that seems to be already on your mind, is that you're thinking about the future there. At the root of your situation, Scorpio, is the Eight of Swords. Now, this is funny because just saw a lot of these same cards. In fact, these past two cards come up with what reading? Which was it? Might have been Libra's reading. So you may have a Libra in your life, and maybe you guys are going through some of the same things. But the situation here, at the root of your situation, is that you're feeling stuck by something that you have to think your way out of. So, you are moving towards the future. And again, I'm seeing some similarities with that Libra reading, I think it was. So if you have a Libra in your life, and you may want to cross watch that video to see, how you're handling different things that you may be facing together, is what I'm trying to say. In your recent past is the Page of Wands. So, this is concerning some new passion, something that's kind of new found you. It's kind of a new discovery. Um, but uh, but there's some sort of blockage about it, some sort of obstacle in the way, something that you would love to move forward on in the future, but there is some sort of obstacle. So maybe it is about meditating and contemplating what that might be and how you need to think your way out of it down here, right? What's on your mind this week is the Queen of Wands. So This is about understanding this passion and understanding this thing that's newly, it's almost like I think of like a hobby that maybe there's just something that you've discovered or rediscovered in your life, and you're like, I'm really going to pursue this. So, the queen is about trying to really come to the understanding of how you need to rearrange your schedule and in your busy life to squeeze this thing in also, right? Or, when would you work this in and how would you? So it's about kind of doing those things, it's kind of the more feminine aspect of thinking about a thing that's a passion and how to just manage it, how to again work it into your life. Can you afford to do this thing? Do you need to stop doing one thing so that you make some more space for this new thing that you're doing? So think about that as you're moving forward this week. Rest and meditation, there it is again. So Scorpio, there really is something for you about going within this week, really just taking that time to meditate. That's so many messages here for you to really, maybe it is just about thinking about how to set up your life so that you can be successful in this new passion that you found. How to kind of rearrange things so that you can so that your life works out and it's smooth, right? So that there's not a big huge interruption because there's some new passion that comes. And this could be anything. I mean, this could be anything from a hobby. This could be a new relationship for some of you. This could be a new child that comes into your life and now you have to rearrange your life. I mean, there's so many different tarot is a template, so it can template over so many different situations. So figure out which one it is specific to you, and there you go. In your advice position here is the death card. The advice is that something something has to end, I think, in order to make room for this. I mean, I was already kind of feeling that intuitively anyway. Something has to come to an end so that you can enjoy whatever this is. And I mean, I would say this is, I'll use the example again of like just having a baby. A baby comes into your life and something has to give. You have to make space for this new child to come into your life. And sometimes at a certain time there's just things that maybe you're doing that aren't really important to the end be all of your life, or you just have to cut back time wise, right? Doesn't mean you have to give your entire life up, but you may have to cut. And let's just say that your hobby is let's say that your hobby is playing pool at the pool hall. Well, when you have a baby, you're going to have to cut down on that time a little bit, right? It's not, you can still enjoy it. You can still go out occasionally, but you're probably not going to be able to spend 5 nights a week there, doing that. So, and that's just an example is where you just need to kind of pull back on something to make room for those bigger priorities in your life. What is beyond your control this week is the strength card. So you have the strength to do this. It's not like, you can do it. You have the inner and outer strength to say no to something so that you can move forward with something else that has just entered into your life. What is your secret desire and what you're trying to avoid? So, talk about done. I mean, we've got two cards here of being done. And maybe it is your secret desire just to be like, well, I'm done with that. I'm going to move on with this other thing. Or you are kind of fighting it and trying to avoid being completely done, and it's fine. I mean, if you can meditate on a way to work out your life, and I'm sure if you do that, just go within and just kind of clear your mind. Maybe that's just all you need is that clear head to then come out and come out of that and think of how this can all be worked out in your life, right? In your outcome position is the Six of Cups. So, this is about reminiscing, and this is just really also just enjoying the moment and things just being very sweet and nice. And so maybe that's just where you're going to end up this week. And whatever way that you can get here is just to really enjoy the moment. Again, if it takes some meditation and some just some deep thought about this, about how to wrap up this ending of one thing and this beginning of something new. What is hidden from you this week, Scorpio, is a tower. So that's good. There's a few cards that we like to see hidden from us, and a tower is definitely one. One, this is about some big major disruption. You don't have that this week. This week is about you going within to really get the answers that you need, or really just to clear your mind first so that those answers can come to you. And they may come to you again through a dream, through your intuition, through just synchronicities that if you look around, the world is telling you how to manage whatever this new thing is, and how to maybe put an end to one thing, put something to bed so that this new thing has the time and the space to flourish. So All right, Scorpio, let's see what the Soul Oracle deck has to say for you as you wrap something up here. Wrapping something up so that something new can begin. Admit your vulnerabilities. All right, so that might be, again, part of that mind clearing. You know, if you do that meditation, sometimes if you just have a clear head, those things are easier to see. Things just seem more logical. Maybe there's just so many ideas and things swimming around in your head that you just need to stop and breathe and just clear your mind totally. Let's see what you need to do in the way of self-care, Scorpio. Self-care for December 7th through the 13th. Change course is the card that comes up for you. A closed door is an invitation from life to move in an even better direction. It's time to change course. So, you know, Scorpio, that's really what this reading is about, is something has to end to make room for something that's more beautiful. So keep that in mind. If you're comfortable sharing with me, drop me a comment down below. You know, let me know what are you having to change or to get rid of or cut back on so that a new thing could enter into your life. If you're comfortable sharing, of course, drop me a comment and let me know what that might be for you. Also, if you have questions about this reading, I'm happy to answer any of those questions. But also, if you like my reading style, please hit like and subscribe, because not only will that help my channel, which I appreciate that so much, but it'll also help you find me next week where we can see where this story goes for you, Scorpio. So, Scorpio, good luck with all of this, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.